mastery learning objective for 3C.2 is I can solve quadratic equations with real solutions by using the quadratic formula. Okay? So this is just an extension of what we did last time. Okay? So we still have to pull out A, B, and C. So remember, they just go in order if you have those in the standard form, right, of x squared first, then the x, and then the 6. So in this example, right, we have our A is, then the C. Our A is 6, B is 13, and C is -5. So I'm going to plug these in with parentheses. The opposite of B, which is 13, plus or minus the square root of that 13 squared minus 4. And then we have our A, which is 6. And then our C, which is -5. All over, let's extend that and extend that, all over 2, and then our A is 6. Okay, so we have 6, so -13 plus or minus, or the opposite of 13, plus or minus 13 squared minus 4 times 6 times -5. So we're going to start simplifying in pieces, right? So this opposite of 13 just becomes -13. Then I type what's in my square root. I don't put the square root in the calculator yet, right? So just this part. So that's 13 squared, and I'm going to put all my parentheses in as well. Minus 4 times 6, and then times -5. Remember, the negative button's down here. This is subtraction, so be careful with that. And I get 289, so that 289 goes right there. I still have a square root sign, right? I haven't done that yet. And then on the bottom, 2 times 6 is 12, okay? So I kind of simplified the 3 different parts of it. Now I'm going to take my square root, or see if I can take my square root. So I have -13 plus or minus the square root of 289 is 17. Okay. I'm going to split this into my 2 different answers. So it's -13 minus 17 over 2. And then let's actually see what this is. I'm going to do control divide first. -13 plus 17 over 2 is 2. And then control divide -13 minus 17. Sorry, that's not right. It's over 12. I don't know where I got 2 from. Let's do this plus 1 again. Sorry about that. Typo error. -13 plus 17 divided by 12 is 1/3. And then -13 minus 17 divided by 12 is -5/2. And that's it. So it's exactly what we did before to get to this point, and then we're just kind of using our calculator to simplify. Let's look at some more examples. So we have x squared plus 11x plus 6. So our a is in front of x squared, and it's just 1. Our b is then 11, and our c is positive 6. equals the opposite of our b, and our b is 11, plus or minus the square root of 11 squared minus 4, 1, c is 6, all over 2 times, and a is 1. So again, the 3 different pieces. The opposite of 11 is negative 11. If I type in the inside of my radical, the inside of my square root into the calculator, 11 squared, with parentheses, sorry, 11 squared, and we get 97. All over 2. So then I'm going to check, can I take the square root of 97? No, I get a decimal. Okay, so if you get a decimal, if you can't simplify it, we just write our 2 different answers. X equals negative 11 plus square root 97 over 2, and x equals negative 11 minus the square root of 97 over 2. Okay? Alright, go ahead, turn the page. Now for these ones, right, I have 2x squared plus 7x minus 20 equals 6x plus 8. Remember, it has to equal 0. So I'm going to get rid of the 6x, and I'm going to get rid of the 8. Anything I do on one side, I have to do on the other side. So now I have 2x squared, 7x minus 6x is 1x. Negative 20 minus 8 is negative 28. Now I can pull out my a, b, and c. 1, negative 28. Be careful that you do have your signs there, right? Positives and negatives. So then, x equals the opposite of 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4, and a is a 2, c is negative 28, all over 2, and a is 2. So x equals the opposite of 1 is negative 1. And then we type this part in our calculator. So we have 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 28, which is 225, all over 2 times 2 is 4.